Yeah, that was a bit of an odd occurrence there. Padilla pretty late into the sequence, keeps squaring, but then pulls back and takes a hack at it, but does end up fouling it away. So a break for the Sox as that lead runner doesn't get to third.
Well, Elijah Williams was almost 3/4 of the way down the first baseline, playing the bunt there from Padilla. We'll see if he'll do it again. 0-1 count to the leadoff man. Padilla will show bunt again. He'll try to bunt it, but this one goes off of him. They'll throw to first, trying to get an out, and first base umpire calls him safe. Just a wild 2 pitches from Dietrich, and unsure if that one hit Padilla or if it completely missed. It was in the area of his legs, and it seemed he was still squared to bunt. And I believe the umpires are going to have a discussion here to decide whether that one hit Padilla or if he was still squared.
Well, this game just continues to just get weirder and weirder. So this is already a wonky play. And again, we've talked about this all season long, right? The catchers for the Tom Sox have had a lot of free reign on where they're going to choose to throw the ball depending on the situation. So if I was Brock Clayton, I don't think I would have even thrown to first to begin with because there's the lead runner. But they did call him safe, so no umpire conversation will change things. But it was a smart play by Clayton, and that was very close.
And a wild ball game here at CHO Airport Field tonight, and let's see if we can get weirder, Daniel. 1-1 pitch, Padilla squares. This one dropped down right to Dietrich on the mound. He'll try to go to third. The throw is in time. So 1-5. Fielder's choice there for Tristan Dietrich. Gets an out for the Sox, and it's a key one as it's the lead runner.
Yeah, I didn't know if he was quite going to have enough time for this, but credit to the communication in the Tom Sox defense there as Dietrich was able to fire it over to third, and they get the lead runner. So now you still have that double play set up here, and I doubt that Guy is going to square now with one out, but good work there from Dietrich on the mound.
Lefty-lefty between Dietrich and Guy. The first pitch swung on and missed. Clayton can't handle it cleanly. He'll roll out in front of the plate, and Davis won't move from second. So Dietrich ahead of Guy, 0-1. Dietrich back on the slab. Lefty Guy ready to work here. Is 0-1. Bends into the strike zone. A beautiful breaking pitch from Tristan Dietrich that went from the lefty batter's box right over to the middle of the plate.
Not much you can do about that. It starts at your head and then finds its way into the middle. Dietrich ahead in this one, 0-2.
Dietrich's offering. Swung on and missed. Ran up the velocity, and Guy couldn't connect. And a beautiful pitch sequence there from Tristan Dietrich to record the second out of the inning.
It was a nice job. That is Tristan Dietrich in a nutshell there. He's got the breaking stuff and the velocity as well to go along with it, but it's just a matter of getting it in the zone consistently.
So now with 2 outs, the 3-hole hitter for Winchester, it's Todd Abraham. Abraham 1 for 3 today. Reached on an error back in the second and grounded out in the fourth.
This is the second baseman.
He singled back in the first. Looking to reach base again for the second time. Dietrich behind 1-0. To deliver the pitch. That one clips the outside corner for strike 1. Dietrich still working here on the mound. Check back at second to Davis. Now we'll come to the plate. Breaking pitch just missed up high for ball 2. Narrow miss there. So 2-1 count to the man in the 3 spot for Winchester. Dietrich's 2-1 pitch. Runner goes. Clayton fires to third. The throw Not in time. Tag won't even be applied from Nias. And it was only Troy Davis moving to third. Jaime Padilla kept himself at first. So now runners at the corners in a 3-1 count.
Yeah, I don't really think that changes much here. It wasn't a double steal, and this wasn't Clayton's best work, but this was tough because Davis didn't move, or Abraham, I should say, didn't move out of the box in that one, which you're technically allowed to do, but it does make your catcher's life a lot more difficult.
Dietrich here now, a 3-1 pitch. That one goes off the mask of Clayton, and it'll be a walk for Todd Abraham, giving way to the lefty Parker Fry.
And again, not really the worst outcome in the world, and if anything, you know, Parker Fry's had a really good game, but you do get the lefty-lefty matchup if you're Dietrich, and you have the force at all bases here, which we saw JT Gibson, another lefty, use to his advantage earlier in this ballgame.
So Dietrich now with the bases loaded, he's able to freely work out of the windup. No worry about anybody taking an extra bag. First pitch to Fry is a called strike, the fastball. Casey Hayden a little slower in delivering that call, but it's a good one for Dietrich. Check over to third, Davis. The 0-1 is another breaking ball that slides into the strike zone for strike two.
Now we saw that pitch probably about 6 pitches ago. Slider at the top of the zone. Hayden didn't call it the first time. He gets the call the second time. Let's see if Dietrich can finish it.
As the Imperial alert sounds, Dietrich in the windup, the 0-2. Tapped over to first. Williams fields it. Gonna have to rush first, diving for the bag in time! Elijah Williams, a fine defensive play, laying out to beat Fry to the first base bag and to retire the side and preserve the Tom Sox lead at 5-4. After 6.5, the Sox lead by 1. Stay tuned for some more baseball in the bottom of the 6th.
As a reminder, we will be announcing our...
Bottom 6th here from CHO Airport Field, and Winchester Royals have made a move on the mound. Powell is done for the day, and it'll give way to Ian Kaiser, the lefty from Binghamton. Daniel, you have his statistics.
Yeah, it's been pretty limited work for Kaiser this season. 4 1/3 innings pitched, and that ERA pretty high up there at 10. But he does have good strikeout stuff with 10 strikeouts, only allowing 5 earned runs. And you notice the batter's average against him below 100.
Impressive. Kaiser delivers the first pitch here. Misses outside to the catcher of the Tom Sox, Brock Clayton. Clayton on the day 0 for 2. Flew out to left field in his last at-bat. Popped out, I should say, grounded out to first, unassisted in his first as he flies that one down the left field line out of play. So the count now 1-1. Kaiser now back to work on the slab. Is 1-1 to Clayton. Bounces down low. Hirsch can't corral it. It's now a 2-1 count.
And I feel like we've talked about Brock as being due for a while. I mean, I'm hoping he can kind of act like his fellow Florida man, AJ and Big Justice, and bring the boom here.
Let's get 5 big booms for Brock Clayton if he can get himself on base. The 2-1 fouled back off the screen. How much do you think it would take to get AJ and Big Justice to a Tom Sox game, Daniel?
How much? Like, you're talking about
what would it
cost-wise,
take?
or?
What would it take?
I mean, I think a Brock Clayton home run would go a long way.
I hope that would be
A couple
the
of
case.
chicken bakes.
Yeah, and a double chunk chocolate cookie. 2-2 pitch up high to run the count full at 3-2. If Brock Clayton hits a home run, I think we can get AJ and Big Justice to CHO Airport Field
Yeah.
to come watch a Tom Sox game. I think it's doable.
Maybe the Rizzler would show up, too.
Oh, wow, that'd be insane. 3-2 pitch, misses outside for ball 4, and Brock Clayton finds himself on with a leadoff walk. That'll give way to
Now batting the left
former
fielder
Who
from
in the
Jupiter,
transfer
Florida,
portal, Walker Buchanan. Already mentioned 3 former Who's on this roster. 2 have found their new homes. Buchanan still undecided on his future if he'll remain here in Charlottesville or test the waters in a new home. First pitch he sees from Kaiser is tapped foul over towards the Sox dugout for strike 1.
Yeah, and with Kaiser in the game, we can officially close the book on the starter Owen Powell. So he goes 5 innings, allows 8 hits, 5 runs, all of which earned 2 walks and 3 strikeouts. So, you know, that box score isn't going to be the prettiest ever, but he got the Royals' length, with especially after last game they definitely need.
Next pitch to Buchanan misses outside, now 1-1 to the big righty. Clayton not too far of a lead at first base. He's held on there by Fry. 1-1 pitch to Buchanan is flied out to right field. That'll be in foul territory. The right fielder guy trying to get there, but it'll fall right next to the Sox bullpen, harmlessly into the dirt. So now a 1-2 count to the left fielder Buchanan. Kaiser not the biggest guy on the mound, contrary to the man at the plate, Walker Buchanan. As he delivers the 1-2 on the outside corner for a call. It's strike 3. So now that'll give way to Kyle Langley.
Now batting the right fielder
1 for
from
2 today.
Bellevue, Kyle Langley.
Had a nice single back in the 2nd inning, and another hard hit ball that just kind of died in the 4th inning. First pitch he sees is a miss on the outside for ball 1.
And just the first strikeout looking for either team we've really seen, and I think it's been a pretty consistent zone from Casey Hayden today. But Buchanan, that ball, from our view, looked a little outside.
1-0 from Kaiser, clips the outside corner for strike 1. That one got a few groans from the press box. So this count tied up at 1. Next pitch from Kaiser is flied out to shallow left. Davis coming on, but Labruciano ranges out into shallow left to make the catch. Make it 2 outs now for the Sox here in the bottom of the 6th.
At the top of the lineup for the Sox, the
Now
center
flip the
fielder
order
from
over, and
UNC,
Kyle has been
Perry
pretty
Harkins.
quiet today, 1 for 3, but Perry has had a good game reaching in 2 of his 3 plate appearances, so we'll see what he can do here.
Hargett had a walk back in the 4th, a sacrifice bunt in the 2nd, and singled in the 1st to lead off the ball game. So he'll face Kaiser. Checks over at Clayton now, fires a ball from the bullpen, goes back past the plate, and home plate umpire Casey Hayden will call a strike to the dismay of Perry Hargett.
Jackson Soroy in the on-deck circle will walk over and take that one. Yeah, Hargett just took that one all the way, and now Randy Tomlin's going to go out and have a conversation. The ball was really never in – it was never in fair territory, and unless Hargett fouled it straight back, it wouldn't have really impacted the play in any way.
I think the discussion is of umpire behind the mound who signaled to stop play. But that was unfortunately out of the view of Ian Kaiser, who couldn't see the umpire, and Hargett now taking a walk, and they're going to keep it as an 0-1 count.
And very rarely do you see an umpire take a called strike or a called ball like off the board. So I agree, not really much to be done about that, but see if Perry can make them pay for that.
Maybe it'll be a ball doesn't lie moment potentially for the Sox. So here's the 0-1 to Hargett. That one down low, bounces a bit. Clayton keep his feet planted at first base. He won't move any further. And now a 1-1 count between Kaiser and Hargett. Kaiser checks Clayton out, comes to the plate. That one up high with a fastball for ball 2. Kaiser working out of the stretch. His 2-1 to Hargett. Grounded over to short. Labruciano steps back, plays it on a hop, fires to Abraham at second for out number 3. And the Sox go down quietly in the bottom of the 6th. But they still lead 5-4 after 6 here at CHO Airport Field. Call by Miller takes over on the bump now for the Tom Sox in the top of the 7th, relieving Tristan Dietrich after a wild inning of work, as you remarked, Daniel, looking at his final stat line. First pitch from by Miller misses outside. Joey Agar at the dish. Thought about a drag bunt there, but pulled back as the ball